You're watching Bet Rivers Pro Football Weekly on the Bet Rivers Network.
Welcome, everybody, to Championship Weekend, and it's the Championship Weekend edition of Bet Rivers Pro Football Weekly, along with two-time Super Bowl champion Brandon Stokley. I'm Adam the Bull, and Brandon, just 2 games to talk about this week, 3 games left on the season, but they're the 3 biggest games left on the season. Last week, you said people were sleeping on the Broncos, and you were right. The Broncos obviously had bad news after the game with the injury to Bo Nix, but they take care of business in just a wild game against the Bills, just part of what's been a fantastic postseason, and hopefully that will continue this Sunday.
No doubt, Bull. I mean, it has lived up to expectations. So a lot of fun, obviously, last week with most of those games. And, the Denver Broncos delivered. Like you said, I mean, that's terrible news.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't remember, you correct me if you have one where someone finished a game out and you didn't know there was an injury, and then you get that type of news an hour after the game. I mean, Broncos country was on fire. Everyone was fired up and looking for the AFC Championship game. Then you get the news that came out of nowhere. Everyone thought it was a prank. Someone got hacked.
Yeah.
It can't be true. He's out for the year. What? No one saw him get hurt. So that was obviously devastating news for the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, I can't recall this ever happening. It's just so weird. And now a guy who hasn't played the entire season is going to be the starting quarterback for the AFC Championship game. So I'm curious, as you said, Broncos country was obviously thrilled. Quite an impressive victory over Buffalo to beat Josh Allen and that team. Now you play the Patriots. You're at home, but you're with a quarterback that obviously has very little of a track record and hasn't played at all this year. What is the confidence level from the fans right now?
Well, Sean Payton is selling him. His teammates are behind him. So it's, I mean, all you can do is either be positive or negative in this situation. Yeah. So I think everybody's just trying to be as positive as possible. I think the message to Jarrett Stidham is, hey, you don't have to win this football game, right? I mean, hey, the defense needs to play much better than they did against Buffalo.
Right.
They couldn't stop the run game at all. And so they got to play a lot better than what we've seen here the last 4 or 5 weeks. And the guys around him have to play well. So hopefully he doesn't put too much pressure on himself. Easier said than done. Yeah, because he does play the quarterback position. But, they are playing at home also. And I don't know, Patriots, you know what the Patriots record is in the postseason against the Broncos in Denver? It's 0-4. Yeah. So it's a tough place for them to come play. So the Broncos do have some things going their way, but certainly losing their quarterback, that's a big loss.
Jarrett Stidham was originally a 4th-round pick of the Patriots back in 2019. He's 29 years old. He's only thrown 197 passes in the National Football League, and he hasn't thrown a pass in a regular season game since he started 2 games for the Broncos back in 2023. So, I mean, if they win this game, and the Broncos, I think, are the better team minus quarterback, but obviously with the injury, the Patriots have a big edge at quarterback. But if the Broncos somehow get to the Super Bowl and then somehow win the Super Bowl with Jarrett Stidham at quarterback, that would be why. I mean, we've seen the Nick Foles thing. I remember, Jeff Hostetler back in the day for the Giants. This would be, to me, crazier than all of those. Because this guy's been in the league like 7 years, and he's barely played.
Yeah. Like you said, he hasn't played at all really in the last 2 years. So it really would be. And it's I think it's just one of those situations to where, the people around him, the coaching staff too. The coaching staff has to do a good job of coming up with a good game plan for him. And they got a lot of offensive coaches over here that have been with Sean Payton for a long time. And so they got to come up with a good plan for him, not to try to do too much. But at the same time, look, New England's playing good ball. I mean, their defense, I don't know how bad Houston's offense really is, but their defense looked really good last week. Certainly, and they got firepower on offense. So that's a good football team.
Both teams are 14-3. The Broncos are 8-1 at home, or were 8-1 at home. Yeah, 8-1 at home in the regular season. And obviously they won last week, so they're 9-1, including last week. The Patriots were a perfect 8-0 on the road You talked about the fact that the Broncos have won all 4 games against the Patriots in postseason history. The Patriots, even with the Nix injury, are only a 4.5-point favorite. I mean, it is on the road, but with an over-under of 42.5. Are you riding with Jarrett Stidham? I know, yes, they're going to be asking for the rest of the team to do a lot more. They're going to probably want to run more, but he can't do nothing. He's got to help at least some. Are you riding with the Broncos?
You're right. He's got to do something. He's not going to because the Broncos. It's not like they have this great running game,
right?
They don't have that, so he's going to have to make plays.
Yep.
Look, I'm a ride with the Broncos. Give me the 4.5 points. I think that's a lot of points at home, even though you have a reserve quarterback, a backup quarterback. Broncos defense has to play well, make a few plays. Now, will the Broncos win this football game? I think they got a good chance to win it. But give me the points. I'll take the points in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Patriots, and I'm gonna take them to cover. I listen. Sean Payton's a great coach. The Broncos have had a great season. I'll be rooting for the Broncos because I can't stand the Patriots. But that's mostly about Belichick and Brady more than the current Patriots, I guess. But still, I don't know. I don't think Drake May's been great in the postseason, but I just think it's too much to ask Jarrett Stidham. Even if he's not asked to do too much, I just don't. I think he's more likely to make mistakes than not with his lack of experience. So I'm going to go with the Patriots to cover and obviously win the game.
It's going to be fascinating.
Yeah,
I mean that's what it's going to be. I mean, who knows what he's going to look like? He could look competent, or he could look totally out of sorts. So yeah. It's going to be an interesting.
It's going to be fascinating. I like the under 42.5. What do you think about that one? You over under that?
Well, man, I almost liked the under last week, and I mean I don't know what happened to the Broncos defense. They got to play better. It's going to be a little bit colder than it was last week. Man, I'm staying away from it. I don't know what I'm going to get from the Broncos defense.
All right, the NFC Championship game is 6:30 on Fox. The AFC Championship game 3:00 Eastern and 6:30 Eastern. AFC Championship on CBS. In the Rams and Seahawks, I know a lot of people, and I'm one of those people, believe that the winner of that game will win the Super Bowl. The game's in Seattle. It's supposed to be 43 degrees at game time, so pretty cold for Seattle, but not terrible, obviously. You got the Rams, who have been the best offensive team in the league. The Seahawks, the best defensive team. But the Seahawks also have a pretty good offense, and the Rams also have a pretty good defense. Love both these teams. Who are you going with, Brandon, in this game?
They had an instant classic a few weeks ago in Seattle, I believe. So, these teams know each other very well. You get talking about a division matchup here in the NFC Championship game. 2 heavyweights, 2 really good football teams. I'm going to go with the Rams. I don't know what it is. I just can't quit them. I can't quit them, Bull. Yeah. Even though it's on the road, give me the points. I think it's going to be a close game. This is a coin flip game to me. It could go either way, so I'm going to take the points in this one. And I think I might agree with you here that the winner of this game, they're probably going to be the favorite heading into the Super Bowl to either against the Broncos or the Patriots.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They're just healthier, and I'm with you on this one. I was against you with the Patriots Broncos, but I'm with you here. Matthew Stafford's the best quarterback remaining in the postseason. Sam Darnold gets the monkey off his back last week, winning his first playoff game. But there's a big difference right now between that Niners team that's terribly injured and this Rams team. Now, the Rams it's been close. Both of their games, they've gotten by the skin of their teeth. They had to go to overtime to beat a feisty Bears team last week. We know what happened the week before against Carolina. We know how tough Seattle is at home. But I just think in the end, more often than not, I'm going to go with the better quarterback, the more proven quarterback. And although Darnold has played well overall the last 2 years, he's still a little banged up. Matthew Stafford just had a magnificent season. He's over 5,000 yards if you include the playoffs. He's just been great. I'm betting on Matthew Stafford not only to win this game, but to win it all. I think the Rams are going to win another Super Bowl. But for now, I'll take the Rams plus 2.5. I'll also take the over in this game, over 46.5.
I like that. That Rams team, they're battle tested. They've been into some close games. I mean, they could have lost to Carolina very easily. Puka, playing defender and knocking that interception away. And then last week, Chicago had the ball driving with a chance to win it in overtime and couldn't get it done. So, but I look at it as that could be a positive. That's a battle-tested team, and they've had to win some close games. And I was fired up for Sam Darnold last week. Getting that win, so people can kind of quiet down on him winning the big game. So,
right.
But he's had a really good, bounce back couple years here. So they didn't do well in the playoffs last year, obviously in Minnesota. But he's playing some good football, and he's continued it last week in the playoffs.
By the way, I was just taking a look at the look-ahead lines for the potential Super Bowl matchups. This is what the consensus is as of now. Obviously, it could change. But as of now, Seahawks-Patriots would be Seattle by 3.5. Seahawks-Broncos would be Seattle by 9.5. Rams-Patriots would be Rams by 3. And Rams-Broncos would be Rams by 8.5. So it's basically the same. Either NFC team would be a field goal favorite over New England and a significant favorite over Denver, obviously, due to the injury, which is just unfortunate. It's too bad Bo Nix is not going to play this week.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. I mean, his second year in the NFL, doing what he's done so far and getting this team to the number 1 seed and then into the AFC Championship game. I mean, how great would it have been for NFL fans, Bull, where you have Drake May versus Bo Nix?
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Manning and Brady, and hopefully you would get that kind of rivalry going here. Both these guys are in the same draft class, second year in the NFL, and they both have their teams in the AFC Championship game. We've seen some of these Burrow and Mahomes and Allen and Mahomes, and I mean it's been great. But you have these two young guys that could have started this great rivalry. That unfortunately we don't get to see.
Yeah, it's too bad, but we will get to see the games, and hopefully they'll be great. Obviously, we'll be off next week because there's no game. But in 2 weeks from Sunday, it is Super Bowl 60, which is unbelievable to say that. And we'll be back in 2 weeks to give you some predictions for the Super Bowl. Maybe we'll have some prop bets on the Gatorade, the national anthem, who the heck knows. There's so many of those. Until then, thanks to Tim and Alex for producing today. For 2-time Super Bowl champ Brandon Stokley, I'm Adam the Bull. We'll talk to you next time on Bet Rivers Pro Football Weekly.
Thanks for watching Bet Rivers Pro Football Weekly on the Bet Rivers Network.